Welcome to the Cotswolds. So we found it, we found our patch of wild garlic. The aroma is insane. It smells like you walked into an Italian restaurant. We're going to use the leaves specifically for the cocktail we're going to create, which is the wild garlic martini. So we need the wild garlic, we got the gin and obviously the vermouth. We're going to pick this. Now, whenever you're picking anything in the wild or foraging, just respect the place you're in, ask the owner obviously. But how I'm going to pluck these, rather than uprooting them, I'm just going to cut them with some scissors. And I'm also going to keep the bulbs because we can make almost like a shrub with cider vinegar, lemon juice, cracked black pepper, and they ferment really well in that acidity. So yeah, you can make pesto, you can make a shrub, which is like a vinegary drink, which is deliciously refreshing in the summer with soda. Or today, like I'm going to do, is create a wild garlic martini. So I'm going to pick out about 6 leaves, that's all I'll need. We're going to muddle those in, which I'll be showing you shortly. So we just literally go to an area. I've just gone a bit further off the path for obvious reasons. So we don't want it tasting like what dogs do. So just going down, just a simple snip with the scissors, and we've just cleanly taken it off. We're only going to need 5 or else it'll be overpowering for the martini. What I might do actually is come back a bit later after we've created the martini and pick some more for some pesto at home, get some pine nuts, get some lemon juice and olive oil. Beautiful. And I'm also going to steal some of the buds to snip out just a few. We don't want to take too many. So I think I've got enough. Let's go and find a bar in the woods. So this will do. We found our bar. This really is the definition of behind the stick. We're going to create the martini, the wild garlic martini here, just on this bit of flat. So in my bag, I should have hopefully all of the tools that is needed for this. So, of course, the delicious Cotswolds dry gin, citrus, spice and floral, 9 flavours, 9 botanicals, dry gin at 46%, incredibly, which you'll see shortly. It's not filtered, so it still has the oils in, so it's really cloudy when it goes cold. Delicious. We've got the wild garlic, which we're going to muddle down. I have got a very fragile, as you do, a very fragile martini glass. Well, certainly almost like a Nicanora. Beautiful. That'll hold the garlic martini deliciously. Measure. Cool little measure. Measure the gin. I've got a bit of vermouth, which is in here. When we're creating a martini, use something that works really well with the gin. So acknowledge the botanicals that are used in the vermouth. Do they work with the botanicals in the gin? Because after all, vermouth is fortified with alcohol and botanicals. So this one will be like almost a floral citrus style. One of my favourites that work with the gin is Lillet Blanc. Lovely floral citrus notes. Ice. And a stirring jar, because we're going to stir this martini down. So we're going to stir it in our fancy stirring jar, and we're also going to put a little bit of salt in it. Let's start getting this area cold as possible for the martini, because of course all martinis need to be as cold as they can because they've got no ice in them. Spoon, muddler for muddling, and fine strainer. Now we're going to start by getting the garlic. The wonderful, I mean, the aroma is just increased on those, so lovely. We're just going to muddle those into the stirring jar, and like I said, 5 is plenty. You know, you're getting that lovely savoury umami flavours coming through on that one. So we're just going to put those in the base like that. And I have, and I will, put a few of the buds in. So we've got a lovely floral note from the wild garlic buds. If you hadn't seen one close up, that's what it looks like. So just going to take the spoon out, and then we're just going to gently muddle those just to get some of those aromas out and that flavour of the garlic coming through. It's quite a grassy nose as well, quite a grassy note. So just put those in. We're just going to put a little pinch of the truffle salt in. We don't want too much of this. We just want enough so we get that slight saltiness. And of course, with the truffles as well, you're going to get that little earthiness as well, which is delicious. So a really savoury style of cocktail, this one. So muddle that in. Put that to the side for now, and we're now going to add the ice. So we're going to start the cooling process. So I brought some ice with me, some lovely clear ice, and we're just going to add that to the stirring jar. Get that jar cold and ready for all of that lovely alcohol. Lovely gin and vermouth that's going to go on top of the wild garlic. We're going to add a bit of ice to the glass, like so. Get the temperature of the glass down as well. So the measures we're going to use for this wild garlic martini, ratio 5:1, 5 gin to 1 vermouth. I'm going to use 75 ml gin, so a double measure and a single measure. 75 of the Cotswolds dried gin. And then we're just going to use 15 ml because the gin's so flavoursome. It's got so much flavour going through. So that's the 50 over. You don't really need a huge amount of vermouth with martini cocktails with the Cotswolds dry gin. So that's 75 ml. Pop the cork back on. And then we're just going to do 15 ml of the vermouth. So 15 ml over. Again, a lovely, I've got quite a floral citrus style vermouth going in as well, like so. I've chosen to basically stir it down because you can control the dilution a lot better. Obviously, shaking a martini, you're going to create a lot of dilution, but not necessarily be able to know how much dilution. Whereas obviously with this, I can visually see the ice melting and how much dilution. And most martini cocktails sit at about 20% alcohol. So we want to take 46 down, almost double the dilution with the cold ice. We've got the garlic in there as well, the wild garlic and that pinch of salt. I'm then going to use a strainer. So I've got this really cool strainer actually. It's got obviously a hawthorn strainer, but an inbuilt strainer on top, and we're just going to put that over because obviously I don't want any shards of ice in there. I want every sip of this martini to be as intense as the first. I've got a fine strainer as well to stop any more shards of ice. We're just going to discard a little bit of frosting there, and then we're going to pour this delicious drink into the glass. Look at that, it's got a lovely green hue to it as well. Wonderful. And that is our foraged wild garlic martini. The aromas, you've got a savoury nose of that garlic coming through, almost grassy, and then you've got that pack of citrus, floral notes from the gin, floral notes from the vermouth. Absolutely delicious. Our wild garlic martini. Cheers.